Well now.
Now then, though it may be obvious at this point,
Correct.
you got it right once again. That's like 3 in a row. That's right. The true identity of the horrifying blackened who killed 2 girls was Mikan Sumiki.
Damn it.
You gotta be shitting me. Are you saying Mikan, the one who nursed us back to health, is the one who killed them?
I won't forgive you.
Don't joke around with me, Mikan. Did you lie to us all along? We were planning to kill them from the start. Or were you planning to kill them from the start while you were nursing them? Oh god, she's gone full fucking crazy.
Hey!
Don't just laugh. Say something. This is going nowhere.
What's going on?
This chick, man.
Hey!
This is nothing like Peiko. She's actually gone mental.
Well, that's obvious.
There's nothing we can do. She's no longer the same person. She's consumed by despair. She is no longer the Mikan Sumiki we knew. Huh?
Hey,
Based on my predictions, she might have caught it too. She probably had the despair disease, which was the motive for this case.
what?
Mikan too, you say?
I
know, because I was looking at Mikan for so long. She was the one taking care of me after all. My consciousness kept drifting, even so, and when I did catch a glimpse of her, her expression was full of despair. A despair so devoid of hope that not even a single fragment of it remained. Hold on. Did you say Mikan also had the despair disease? Then that means she was...
What?
Huh? Hajime? Has something crossed your mind? She's the 3rd one? Or not? Or what? My body's heavy. No, not just heavy. Oh, yeah, the cheese. Huh? That's right. Mikan felt really hot at that time. Now that I think about it, that must have been, oh god, a high fever. Just like what Ibuki and Akane had.
It cannot be.
Then, because of that disease, Mikan was... But aren't we not, like, even more exposed to it as well now, too? Because of the fact that not only did we hang out a little bit around the people that had the despair disease, the original 3 that were sick, we also hung around the hospital together with Fuyuhiko, and we slept together with Mikan twice, like, only just sleeping together. Like, we are definitely the next most person that's likely to have caught the despair disease. But he said it was already gone, Monokuma. Did he then cure it for everyone except Mikan? Or did he not know Mikan was infected with the despair disease as well? Does it mean that Hajime could still possibly be at risk?
Perhaps.
The symptoms that she surely felt must have been deserving of the name despair disease. Losing all hope and harboring despair for all hope. Because of the despair disease, she was likely overcome with despair.
See?
That's the reason why she can still laugh in such a hopeless situation. Yep, that's a laugh filled with despair if I've ever heard any.
Jeez.
Which means the Mikan standing before us is no longer the ultimate nurse. She's a completely different person now that she's infected by the despair disease.
Isn't that right?
She's a human who deserves to be called the ultimate despair. Ultimate despair? They're really throwing that term around pretty loosely though. That's the reason why I cannot forgive this. I mean, it could be that if okay. Because the original, you know, the OG ultimate despair that we know is Junko. Well, it was together, right? They were the sisters. Junko and the girl whose name I've already forgotten because she was goddamn only showed up like towards the end of the freaking game and we never actually saw her. But the sister of Junko, right? They are the ultimate despair. But what if they were also infected by this despair disease and that's what's caused them to become the ultimate despair? Could it be that? And that's the reason why they were called the ultimate despair and now Mikan is called the ultimate despair as well? Or is it just simply Nagito just came up with that term and doesn't really know the backstory of... I mean, he definitely doesn't know the backstory of Junko, I think at least. But still, the fact that he called Mikan ultimate despair, and the fact that that term is being thrown around so loosely, because according to him, like, any person that has just completely succumbed to the despair disease has become the ultimate despair instead. So, you know, I was kind of trying to imply some sort of perhaps similar magic logic to Junko, but I'm not sure if that's the case. Like, we've only just come to learn of the despair disease, and it's something apparently Monokuma can just heal like that. Like, I don't know if it's actually a real thing. Is it just something Monokuma just created for this, for the motive for this particular trial, for this chapter, and then it's just a coincidence that Nagito mentions ultimate despair, and I'm just completely overthinking this as usual. It's probably that. I mean, killing someone for the sake of despair instead of for the sake of hope, yeah, killing is fine. Killing is fine, okay? Just do it for hope, not despair, then everything is fine.
Impossible!
There's no way I can forgive that.
Oh?
For the sake of despair? That's completely wrong.
Huh?
Wrong? Wrong? What's wrong?
What I did was for the sake of my beloved.
Your beloved?
Huh? Huh?
Who are you talking about? If only they were still alive, they'd be so happy. I know.
My beloved was the only one. That's right. The only one who
What?
never hated me.
Oh god.
They forgave my existence. They forgave me and accepted me. They gave me value. They loved me. I loved them with all my heart, and they returned it in full. This is my reciprocation.
I'm not sure that person is happy with your reciprocation. I understand that I've done something unforgivable. But you know, to transcend all that is truly
It's love.
what love is all about.
Hey,
I don't understand what you're saying. Yeah, Nagito doesn't understand love, okay? You don't understand? Is it because you don't have anyone to love? Is it because you're also someone who isn't accepted by anyone? What a pity. I feel sorry for you.
Well,
Even if I say this, I'm sure nobody here would understand. But love is a wonderful thing. This feeling of freedom, where you no longer care about anything. My beloved and I are the only ones within that thin veil, and I'm just looking out through it. That's why, as long as I'm on the inside, no matter how much they tease me, splash me with water, kick me,
how amazing.
it's like nothing matters. I could just die. That's how little it matters. Who cares about hope or despair? It's love. Only love.
Could it be?
Nagito, is this really the despair disease you were talking about?
this is
It seems that I was wrong. Not only was she affected by despair. You were half right. It's right to say this is all thanks to the disease. Because thanks to that disease, I was able to remember my beloved. Remember? Oh god. The fact that she said she was able to remember means it has to be something she initially forgot, or initially something a part of her memory that was erased. So apparently she met this beloved at Hope's Peak Academy, because that's the part that's erased from everybody's mind. That's the memories that were stolen from everybody, right? That's the one that they always take away. That was both in Danganronpa 1 and here too as well. You just steal all the memories from the students at Hope's Peak Academy. So, but she suddenly remembered thanks to the disease? Apparently, that's what my symptom was. What a wonderful symptom. Which means you had the remembering disease?
But
But if this means she remembered something and ended up like this,
such despair.
are you saying you were like this from the start? Were you like this before you even came to this island? Don't get so angry. Well, first of all, the reason I became like this wasn't my fault. It was all your fault, you know? Because it's not like I'm entirely responsible for turning out like this. I am the person I am today because of many human relationships. So, it's everybody's fault that I turned out like this, you see? Even so, the current me was most strongly influenced by my beloved's existence. And it was also my beloved who created the me that everyone can't forgive. But my beloved still forgives me and still accepts me. That is the key difference between all of you and my beloved. I mean, that's like the key difference between every single other person Mika met and her beloved, right? Because I feel like she's just been treated, or as she calls it, like rejected or denied her, not denied, but like not forgiven her existence, which is something that's kind of weird that she has to have be forgiven for that in the first place. But I just feel like it has something to do with how her entire life went, like how she just has been treated, that she felt the need to always, that she herself thought that her existence was like a nuisance to people, which is why she felt the need that she needed forgiveness for it, or wanted forgiveness for it. And the only person who actually accepted her is the beloved. And while being accepted for most normal people is just a normal thing, but for Mikan, just because it only happened with everyone else seemingly like rejected her in a way, and she only got accepted by one person, and obviously that is very special to her compared to us. You know, we at least will get accepted by several other people, parents most likely. Not in all situations, of course, especially if you're Asian and have bad grades, then yeah, and you're not a doctor. But, you know, usually you get accepted by your parents, your friends, good friends, just, I don't know, even acquaintances, just you know, and some popular people at school or whatever, you know, the popular kids, they get accepted by a lot of people, even people that they're not that close with, blah, blah, blah. And then also possible, like, girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever, and just other family as well, you know? For us, the feeling of acceptance is at least more normal. But for Mikan, that was just, she hadn't had that at all until she met her beloved.
Don't fuck with me!
Like I said, who the fuck are you talking about? I hope she doesn't mean Hajime. It could be that, but I'm not sure. Are you saying this is Mikan? She's the real Mikan? Mikan, please answer me. Did you really remember? You ended up like this all because you remember? No, I don't think. If I think back, at the events, right? Okay, let's say Mikan was definitely, she already had the despair disease. The few times that she was sleeping with, or at least one of the times, I think the second one, when it was in Hajime's own cottage, where Mikan was sleeping on top of him. He said he already felt her, that she was hot at that point, so it's then safe to confirm that she had the despair disease then. But during the class trial, she even, you know, when Hajime tried to prove the fact that Mikan was indeed the killer, Mikan kept asking for, like, why won't you forgive me? Why won't you forgive me? But she said that her beloved has already forgiven her, or at least, you know, accepted her. So then that kind of says that it's not Hajime. There's no way I can believe that! There's no way! The person you are right now is the real Mikan! Oh, you still doubt me. Then, to prove I remember, I'll tell you all something nice. It's about that world and their organization that you all were worrying about.
You serious?
You know? Not know. I just remembered. That's all. I knew about it all along. About that horrifying organization known as World Ender. It's also the organization known as the Future Foundation. Future Foundation? Future? That's right. That symbol on the ancient ruins door. That's right. It was the Japanese word for future.
Hey,
Oh god. But she said World Ender is the same as the Future Foundation. But wasn't the students in Danganronpa 1, weren't they supposed to be the future? Right? They're supposed to represent the future. So, because the thing that I'm thinking back at right now is that weird thing that Nagito spouted out about Byakuya still being alive and being part of World Ender. But he, like, at the time when he said it, I took it seriously. And then he just said, like, and then we found out he's just, you know, he had the liar's disease and it was succumbed to the despair disease. So after that, I was like, fuck, well, I took him seriously for nothing. But now it seems to kind of come up again. It seems to fit, at least. Because the Future Foundation, okay, at least the Future Foundation was definitely, it's either the students in Danganronpa 1 that represented, that's supposed to represent the future, or Kyoko's father, because he's the one that put all of that together, right? He wanted to save those students and raise them, or at least, you know, put them in a safe environment where they can, I don't know, study to at some point represent the future of the world and bring back bring back hope to defeat despair. That was sort of vaguely, not word for word, but kind of Kyoko's father's goal with that, right? But is that called the Future Foundation, or is the Future Foundation the students, or the foundation behind it? I don't know. But if we were to go by the logic that the Future Foundation is the students, like, you know, Makoto, Kyoko, everybody else, that just the 15 students there, then it's not entirely too. I mean, she says that it's they're connected, right? World Ender and Future Foundation, or they're actually the same, it's just a different name for it. Then it would make sense actually that Byakuya could still be alive and that he is part of the World Ender, because he was originally part of the Future Foundation, right? But then once again we have to actually take serious something Nagito said, which he actually said while he was under influence of the liar's disease, despair disease. So I don't know. But I feel like we're probably gonna come back to this, I think, second island, and I mean, that Hope Speak Academy School, we just gotta check that out at some point. If it's not this chapter, then maybe the chapter after that, or the fucking last chapter, I don't know. But there, I feel like that's where a lot of the answers, probably even more questions, but also some answers lie for us. As the name suggests, that organization is the World Ender. The Future Foundation is trying to end our world. To put it simply, they're trying to claim the world for themselves.
This is bad.
What the heck? This isn't a comic book, you know! As part of their plan to end the world, the Future Foundation brought us to this island. God damn it. What? Like, this is such a fucked up thought, right? That what if actually those people that got out of Hope's Peak Academy during Danganronpa 1 are just the cause for everything that's happening right now in Danganronpa 2? I don't know how and why exactly, but I feel like something must have happened the moment they escaped, the moment they got out into the real world, the moment they left Hope's Peak Academy, and got probably, I don't know, they saw the real world for what it was, filled with despair, and blah blah blah, and they, I don't know, maybe they just failed their goal to try and, you know, let hope overcome despair, and then they joined the sign of despair or whatever, or maybe they went into it with good intentions, so like, let's call ourselves the World Ender because the current world is full of despair, so if we end the current world and rid it full of despair, then hope is gonna come back, and then, I don't know, somewhere along the way things just got fucked up, and their mindset over time changed slowly but surely into one that ultimately led them all to despair as well. And now, like, you know how a corporation starts out being good and then over time slowly but gradually actually turns evil? That is something that could have happened to them as well, especially considering the environment outside was just full of despair, full of evil in a sense. It's not too unlikely that they themselves could turn out like that gradually, slowly over time, right? And then the spy would have to be, because they said there was a spy amongst us, or at least a traitor, which then also makes sense that it's Byakuya. And then they pretend for him to be killed in the beginning. Oh my god, I'm actually kind of certain that this is a possibility. And then at the end of this freaking game, it's just like Makoto jumps out like, hey, Makoto is actually Monokuma. That would be so fucked up. That they tried to fight against it for so long during Danganronpa 1, and then at the end they actually just turned into what they fought against all this fucking time. Yeah, please don't let that be the case. That's just a weird, crazy ass theory at the moment, but that's the only thing I can think of as to what Mikan is saying with it though. Isn't that right, Monami?
You.
I knew it! Monami, Monokuma, they're both members of that crazy organization, aren't they? Monami and I aren't members!
I am Monokuma!
My existence is entirely my own! Oh god, she even laughs the same.
Hey,
Don't laugh. Hey, Mikan, if you really do remember, then you already know, right? You know the true identity of the traitor hiding among us. Of course I know that. Let's see. The Future Foundation lackey that's hiding among you all is...
Oh?
Well, no one really cares about that, don't you think?
of course not.
Ah, hell no! You'll find out eventually, so there's no need to be so impatient. Probably when that countdown ends. Countdown? You even knew about that?
Oh?
I don't know anything. Huh? I have a feeling that's what it is. But who cares about that, you know? I'm drowning in so much love. From the bottom of my heart, I just don't care about anyone or anything.
That is...
Mikan, is this really you? I won't believe it. Oh fuck, that's Hajime. I won't believe it. There's no way I can believe that you were like this all along. Because if that's true, then who's the person we've been spending time with up until now? The past. Past? That person. She didn't exist in the beginning. She is just my past self who lost her school memories. So it is... Remember the thing that I kind of said about her Mikan being different? Her true self, and that she kind of just forgot about it due to her memories being erased? But it's kind of the opposite. She was actually herself. She was always, at a very young age, she was very, like the way that we know her, right? Very insecure, very scared, like, oh, please don't, I can't do that, or you know, she's just the way that she's always been acting, the way that we know Mikan, or we knew Mikan before this class trial. That's how she was before she entered Hope Speak Academy, and then at Hope Speak Academy, because she met her beloved, she changed into the Mikan that we see now. She changed into this Mikan, right? Because of her beloved, because she was finally accepted by someone, and then she kind of, you know, lost that part of herself that made her so insecure and feeling like the world has, I don't know, kind of rejected her or something, or she's scared to actually even do anything at all, in fear of doing it the wrong way, or people scolding her, people saying shit against her, blah blah blah. So she turned into this person at Hope Speak Academy, but then because her memories were erased, that part of herself she forgot about as well. So she reverted to her past self, which was this insecure person again. I think that's how it went. That makes sense at least. But then because of the despair disease, she now remembers who she was, or who she had become at Hope Speak Academy, which is this person, and then, yeah, she now knows, she remembers. That's why she's acting like this again. You guys consider that thing a friend?
Oh?
That doesn't make me happy at all. It just fills me with despair. You guys accepted my past self, but not my present self. That's...
Well?
That applies to you all as well. Memories of people, memories of events, whatever memory it is. Losing memories are...
Do you understand?
Like losing your personal identity. Memory is the most important component in building a person, don't you think? She actually has a really good point. The people that we know here right now is how these people were before they entered Hope Speak Academy. But, you know, people change over time. Their identity sort of changes. You know, you aren't the same person that you are right now as you were 2 years ago. Let's say, right? If 2 years of our school memory was stolen. Like so if you don't remember the last 2 years that you, or how you were the last 2 years, you revert to your old self from 2 years ago. Which can be someone very, very different from who you are now. So that's exactly the case with Mikan, and could be the case with everyone else here as well. Like, we have to keep that in mind. Everybody else here is basically just like their old selves from 2 years ago. Now for some people, they might not have changed much, some people might not have changed at all, and some people like Mika may have changed dramatically. Losing our memories makes us shadows of the past, don't you think?
Hey,
I don't know what you're trying to say, but in the end, it always leads back to that story. That story about our stolen school lives.
hey!
So, it was true all along. Our memories were taken away.
Damn it!
If it wasn't true, we wouldn't be suffering this much. Well, why don't you just take your sweet time and remember at your own pace?
Oh?
Monokuma, is it alright for you to start now?
Yes, indeed.
Punishment time? Damn it. Why? Mikan, why does it have to end like this? This is too pointless. This is too much.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For the ultimate nurse, Mikan Tsumiki!
So it's over. It's really... Now I can go to my beloved, who always forgives me.
Her beloved is dead, I imagine.
I can finally see them.
Them?
Please forgive me, the one who's going to die with the hope of finally seeing you.
At least you die with hope in your heart and not despair.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Well, Mikan's punishment. God damn it. Oh my god, where are my tissues? Bye bye, ouchies. Oh, I hate needles. What the fuck? What the fuck? Hansu. Well, she just flew off into space. What? It's finished. Is it really finished? The killer who killed Ibuki Miyoda and Hyoko Saionji was Mikan Tsumiki, and she's been executed. She apparently committed her crime because she was afflicted by the despair disease. So, what? What's finished? Nobody wanted it to end this way.
Let me ask.
Who was that Mikan from earlier? Was that her true form? Or is that itself a symptom of the despair disease? I mean, it could once again also be that everything she said is just false and she was still... I don't fucking know. This despair disease is really vague, you know? I don't know when it starts, when it ends. Has it already ended? Like, I thought the moment Monokuma said that he get cured the people that were sick from it, that it meant everybody as well. Now it suddenly comes back up, so I don't know exactly.
Damn it!
It doesn't matter either way. If she ended up like that just from remembering, then all along, Mika was never worth being a symbol of hope.
But...
Even if her words were influenced by the despair disease, if the disease turned her into that, if she lost herself to a simple disease, she was definitely unworthy of being a symbol of hope.
Isn't that right?
So, let's just move on. Come on, let's all take this despair and change it into hope.
Please wait!
That's impossible. I mean, I thought we were friends this whole time, but even so... Like a house of cards collapsing in an instant. In the end, our friendship we thought we knew, or friend we thought we knew, ended up showing us a completely different side of herself. But that's the thing, like, I feel like these people are a bit too quick to accept each other completely very, very early on. Like, you don't know each other that long. I mean, okay, they are in a... The thing about it is they're in a different environment than we are in the real world, you know? They see each other 24/7, so it makes sense that they're bonding quicker as well. Like, they're stuck on this island together. And usually when you're together with a person or have a similar issue, similar situation, similar problem with a person, that's already also a thing to quickly bond over with another person. And considering all these people are kind of all stuck in the same situation, also doesn't make it too unrealistic that they would bond very quickly over that. So even though it may seem like, yeah, they're getting attached to each other very, very quickly and they haven't known each other for that long, I do agree they could. They have the proper environment to, even if they aren't together with that long, just time comparison. Like for example, 3 weeks on this island, you'll probably become better friends with someone than you would in 3 weeks in just a real normal world with a classmate of yours, you know? That's just a given. That's pretty certain, I think. But the fact that they're so, like, that they already feel like they know that person that well to the point where, you know, they can't have a different side to them. I feel like even people that you know a couple of years, but you know, don't know that well, they can have a completely different side to them that you just do not see, or they do not reveal to you. Like I just feel like it's really impossible to know a person 100% that you feel like I know every single thing about that person. That person is not hiding anything from me. And it's in this situation, in this environment, for the amount of time that they have been together, I feel like that cannot be the case. You just can't say 100% for certain of a person like, yep, no, that person isn't hiding anything from me. And that person is just showing everything about themselves. I don't think so. Even Chiaki, you know, even though I always somewhat jokingly say like, oh, my waifu, oh, blah, 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 I trust her completely. If she were to turn out like a freako, like, and fucked up crazy chick like Mikan as well just now, it wouldn't entirely surprise me too much, just because of the reasons that I mentioned earlier. It's just too little time to get to know a person that well that you can just say with certainty like yeah, she isn't hiding anything from me. And then she vanished from our sight, leaving behind only her malice towards us. And now there's no way we can just move on to try to have a clear-cut attitude about these feelings. That's clearly impossible.
Damn it!
It would have been so much easier if she was the traitor too.
Wrong.
Too bad. That's not the case. Mikan was not the traitor.
Come on.
The traitor is still alive.
Damn it. Well, there goes Byakuya being the traitor.
As proof, see how fine Monami looks right now.
I'm not fine at all.
But if the traitor died, you wouldn't be this calm, right? I mean, you're both pawns of the future foundation. So you guys are like two hearts beating as one, right?
Both pawns?
You fiend.
What does that make you, fiend? You did say that you're different than Monami.
Phew.
Who cares about who I am? More important, I'm tired. The drama just kept on going and going. I didn't even have time to eat my black bean right eye.
Black bean right eye? What is that? I haven't even heard of that.
During the break.
Hey,
Your right eye is made out of black beans?
hey.
Wait, now's not the time to focus on that. What are you trying to say?
Hey,
You know, isn't it said that life has its ups and downs? It's fun because downs come after ups. But if life was full of downs, wouldn't it get boring? So in order to help you guys feel better, I've prepared a special event.
Special event?
Head over to the first island's beach. An old friend will be waiting there.
Old friend?
Huh?
Could it be Nekomaru?
Hey,
Is it? It is Nekomaru, isn't it? Nekomaru was safe after all.
Safe. How should I say this?
I knew it. I knew that crazy bastard Nekomaru would come back to us in one piece. Awesome. We're starting to see the light of hope. The light of hope? I am happy Nekomaru is returning to us, but
So just as I thought.
3 of our friends just died, so I honestly cannot be happy. Miss Sonia!
However,
Even so, I am still happy. If Nekomaru is safe, I am truly happy.
Fine.
If you are happy, you should honestly greet them with open arms. Perhaps those who have been taken from us would do the same if they still lived. Hey, Supreme overlord of who gives a shit. That line doesn't suit you at all.
Silence.
I shall crush you into dust.
Ibuki, Hiyoko, Mikan, can you hear us? If you aren't happy, I apologize. However, please forgive me for right now. I want to warmly welcome Nekomaru when he returns to us.
The first person that came to mind was like, welcome an old friend. Obviously, I thought Byakuya fucking again, but it makes much more sense that it's Nekomaru. I don't know why I'm so caught up in like, oh, Byakuya. I don't know. You don't have to worry, Sonia. I'm sure your feelings are reaching them.
Right?
And let's all go greet Nekomaru. Let's make it grand. Even for those who have died. What? Huh? What the heck? Do I still have the after effects of that disease? It's either that or she really grew feelings for Nekomaru.
I don't get this at all.
Akane.
All right!
See, this is what's confusing to me. Like, is that the despair disease or not? Like, I feel like it could still be around and it actually couldn't be either. I don't know. That's why it's so confusing for me. And entirely to believe, like, was Mikan was also by the despair, and well, I don't know. The whole despair disease, like, after Monokuma said it was gone, there are still, like, lingering effects of it and still hints that you see every now and then, and it still gets mentioned, you know? Which really throws me off, because I just, at that point when Monokuma said it was over, I just completely thought, alright, well, we're done with that. But, apparently not. Yeah, you're right. Nekomaru is coming back. We heard that. We're unable to contain our excitement as we jumped into the elevator. This is really weird. They jumped into the elevator with excitement. That's something that never happened in Danganronpa. In the history of Danganronpa. They're like, yes, alright, let's get out of here, guys. We're so happy.
Oh.
Man, they just ran off without listening to what I had to say.
Unbelievable.
Jeez. They're so impatient. Didn't they learn to stick around until others have finished talking?
What does that mean?
Hey!
You're plotting something again, aren't you?
No way!
I'm not plotting anything. I was just trying to properly explain everything to them. Including Nekomaru's body. Why does he say body like it's dead? Nekomaru's body? It's their fault for not sticking around until I finish talking. So if something happens because of that, I bear no responsibility.
You... What did you do to Nekomaru?
What's this?
What did I do? I just saved him. That's all. I mean, if I didn't do that, there's no way I could have saved someone who was that close to death. Oh my god, what did he do? I feel like he did something to Nekomaru's body that makes at least Nekomaru entirely unrecognizable or at least a little bit unrecognizable. Like he did something to him, like, oh god, his, you know, okay, the first example that comes to mind is like in a zombie apocalypse. Oh my god, his arm got bit by a zombie. Let's chop off the arm. Because it's like, I feel like he had to go through drastic measures to try and save Nekomaru. At least that's what he's saying. So he did something which Monokuma refers to as that's he needed to do to save Nekomaru, but he wasn't able to explain that to the other people, so they're very excited, and then when they see Nekomaru, or when they will see Nekomaru, they're just gonna be like, holy shit, I didn't expect this. It's gonna be something like that. So, it just couldn't be helped. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, cut the happy music. There's no happy music. As soon as we exited the elevator, we started running. Hurry! To the beach on the first island!
All right!
Let's haul ass! Even though our minds were completely exhausted, strangely enough, our bodies felt light. Without stopping for anything, we kept right on running towards the beach on the first island.
the fucked up thing about this is, right, is that usually right after a class trial, everybody feels really down and a little bit filled with despair, a little bit. Not entirely, not consumed by it, but they just feel a little bit. And that usually lingers for a little bit at the beginning of the next chapter as well. But now that we feel like we're hearing good news, that's I think like, because people don't want to feel that way, right? They don't want to feel fucked up, they don't want to feel sad. So now that they actually, as strange as it seems, like, oh, the class trial just ended, the fact that we actually hear good news, or we think it is good news, makes us, you know, it makes us cling to that, because then we think we don't have to feel sad after this, or at least, you know, less sad or whatever. You know, just good news is good, right? That's why it's called good news. Yeah, I know, wow, I just blew everyone's minds. But that's just, you know, I think that's the reason why they're all kind of excited right now, and it seems really strange. But the worst thing is that we think it's good news, but it probably doesn't end up being that, and we'll end up being filled with even more despair than usual. So we'll end up feeling more fucked up. Well, lay it on me. Where is he? Where in the world is Nekomaru? What if it's just his head or something? We'll just see his head.
Hey,
Nekomaru! Show yourself!
Listen!
We have come to pick you up. Please hurry up and come out of hiding. We raised our voices. We looked around the area. We raised our voices again. We looked around the area again. And so on, and so forth. We kept looking for him. But...
Hey!
What the hell, man? He's nowhere to be found!
Damn it!
Could it be? Did we get false info from Monokuma again? And that's when it happened. We heard a familiar voice echo throughout the beach.
What happened? Were y'all looking for me?
Yep, the fact his body is like, I don't know, I wouldn't say severely mutilated, but it's not the same as it was before.
Could it be?
That voice! And then they all turn around and then, holy shit! With high hopes in our hearts, we turned towards the direction of the voice. And then we saw something truly unbelievable. Unbelievable good or unbelievable bad? Oh shit, they're all shocked. Fuck.
Huh? What the?
Yo! I've kept you waiting. Hey, what's going on?
What
Perhaps you
happened?
don't remember my face since we haven't seen each other in a while.
What is his face like?
That's pretty sad, you know? That's too much!
What is his face like?
who are you?
Huh? You too? What's going on? If you're messing with me, I'll stop doing it to you.
Yeah, no more massages, no more back rubs.
Nekomaru? Haven't you noticed it yourself?
What do you mean, noticed? Oh, you mean this body? This is nothing!
What is it? Please show.
The name's Nekomaru Nidai! I've been reborn in the rivers of hell!
What the fuck? He's a robot? Holy shit. Oh my god! What the fuck? How much time do we have left? Days, 34 seconds, 14 or minutes, blah blah blah. Trapped by the Ocean Sin, Chapter 3, the end. 9 surviving students. Holy shit. Only 9. Only 9. Damn.